Alright, what's going on, everyone? So, yesterday, I guess probably a couple days ago, by the time you guys see this, but on December 11th, Wizards of the Coast announced or revealed the Cons of Tarkir set. They spoiled the cards on the 11th and they're going live today, so not much time to really look over this, but today I want to just go over the cards and talk about whether or not it's worth buying packs, and the short answer is probably not. I think one of the problems with these sets is they're necessary for Pioneer, but old standard sets, on average, they're only going to have like 2 or 3 super necessary cards, right? So it's like you have to unload an entire set, and it's basically not worth buying packs at all. So it's understandable why they'd be not super enthusiastic about working on these. It is necessary though, and we do get some big important things. Actually, before we get into this, I was under the understanding that this was going to be the entire Cons of Tarkir block, but it's not. It is just Cons of Tarkir, the set. So we still need Fate Reforged and Dragons of Tarkir. Also notable, there are 200 cards in this. Original Cons had 293. I assume it's mostly junk that's been removed, but we'll find out. But we're mostly looking for playable. Like Defiant Strike is playable. I think that's already on the client though, but Feat of Resistance also playable. I do have this. Defiant Strike was in like Jumpstart and Ravnica and stuff, wasn't it? Core 2021. Close. Oh, and Strixhaven. Right. Yeah, that's on the client. Of course, it's in the like Boros Heroic decks. So playable, but it's already there. Was Feat of Resistance added? I feel like it was. Feat of Resistance was in Core 2021 as well, but that's also a good one. This is all junk pretty much. I mean, there's some fun stuff, right? Seeker of the Way, it was like playable and popper and stuff for a while. Might still be, I don't know. Alright, not much in white. Clever Impersonator is played in like combo jank decks, but is it, we're just going to type Clever Imp. Is it already on the client? And the answer is yes, because it was in an Explorer Anthology. Once again, that is the problem with Explorer Anthologies and stuff is, well, we already have the cards. Disdainful Shirk is great. It's been printed lots of times, but of course, this is a big one. Dig Through Time is played in multiple decks in Pioneer. It's played in Phoenix. It's played in the Lotus Field decks. So this is a very important card to have on the client. That is one big one. None of this is super playable. Nothing here that we really care about. It is notable that there are a bunch of new arts as well. Stubborn Denial is fun. Is that there already? Surely if I just type in Stubborn. It is not. It's in Pioneer. It is not in Explorer, so that's an important one. That's 2. Treasure Cruise, once again, played in Phoenix. Played in... Lotus Field plays this, right? If not, just other, like spell-based decks and stuff. Play that, so that's nice. So Blue's getting quite a bit. Bloodsoaked Champion is cool in like black aggro decks. I don't know if it's playable at this point, but it's pretty cool. Empty the Pits is fun. It's got new art as well. Not competitive. Yeah, here's another new art. I think this is already on the client potentially. It is not. Huh, interesting. It's a cool card. Not like super heavily played, but also not bad. Murderous Cut's pretty good. Also new art. I actually have a page with all the new arts. We'll look over that. So I will say I'm kind of not super impressed, but whatever. Nothing here. All right, moving on to red, and there's not too much, right? I mean, Dragon Style Twins is fun, but not really competitive. Hordling Outburst, this is important. Is this here already? The answer is yes. This is played in a lot of like token combo decks and stuff. I don't think there's any tier 1 decks playing it right now, but it's a cool card. But it's already on the client because of Jumpstart Horizons. So, it was in Commander. Never mind. I said like that's in standard right now. I didn't know that. It's not. It was in Phyrexia. We do get the new art for Monastery Swift Spear, so that's pretty cool. If you wanted the original art, you can do that. Tormenting Voice is cool. I think that not only is it on the client, but that art is already on the client. Become Immense is pretty cool. 6 mana gives +6/+6 at instant speed, but it has Delve. Historically, it was played in like infect decks, but it's also just played in like Gruul spells and those sort of like I've played them on like Boros Heroic and Azorius Heroic, and those spell-based aggro decks, right? Where you try to pump a creature huge at instant speed when it goes unblocked. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have that. Hardened Scales is great, but it's already on the client. Hooting Mandrills is very cool. This was actually modern playable at times. It's a 4/4 Trampler for 6, which is terrible, but once again, Delve is kind of a broken mechanic, so a lot of times it's a 1-mana 4/4 Trample. It is played, or it used to be played a lot in Pauper, because this is common. I didn't talk about that, by the way, but Treasure Cruise, I guess we should go back up to it. Treasure Cruise is a common. This is very important for the format, but you can't just craft this, right? But Hooting Mandrills is pretty cool to have on the client. New art for Naturalize. I don't know if that art is on the client. I also don't know if anyone's, playing that card, but, it's there. Yeah, not much. The Ascendancy cards are pretty cool. We also get these charms. Were these charms already on the client? I just don't know. They are not. So these charms are pretty cool. They are played sometimes, not heavily, as you can tell by the price, but, they're 3 mana. They have 3 effects. You choose one, so they're versatile. These Ascendancy cards are also pretty cool. The most noteworthy would be Jeskai Ascendancy, which is going to be down here. Jeskai Ascendancy used to be played in Modern and a lot of combo decks, so that's pretty cool. Anafenza, also a classic Modern card that isn't being played a whole lot, but it's a 3 mana 4/4, has some effects that are pretty cool, so that's not bad. Butcher of the Horde was a busted standard card, a 4 mana 5/4 flyer. Not really Pioneer playable, but we get these as well. I don't know if these are in... Were they in the Jumpstart thing? The answer is probably... Oh, nope, they were not. They're not in the client. So these are pretty cool if you want to build like warrior decks. Specifically this one, I would say. Chief of the Scale, not quite as good. Crackling Doom was pretty cool at one time. Deflecting Palm is cool, but it's it was in like Jumpstart or something. It's already on the client. So that's the problem, right? We have all these Jumpstart and people say like we need to get these old sets on the client, but honestly, a lot of the premium cards are already there. Mantis Rider is pretty cool. This was played in like 5-color humans before Modern Horizons kind of completely upended Modern. 5-color humans was a top tier meta deck in Modern, and this was an important part of it. 3 mana 3/3 Flying Vigilance Haste. Nothing crazy, but just super efficient, very solid 3-drop in those decks. It's hard for me to recognize some of these cards because they have different art, so they don't jump out at me. I might be missing stuff because of that. Siege Rhino's cool, but not competitive. And also, I hate this art for Sidisi, by the way. Sidisi was a standard powerhouse. Did she win a world championship? I don't remember. Was she one of the world championship winning decks? Or did she get second? I don't know. But very powerful card. Hate the new art though. And also not Pioneer playable. Yeah, nothing else. Alright, artifacts. Ghostfire Blade was played in Pioneer for like the first few months. It was played in an artifact aggro deck, but that didn't really survive the growth of the format, really. Kind of got outpaced a little bit. We got the banners, and yeah, not much. We do get the fetch lands. Fetch lands are banned in Pioneer, so they won't be in Explorer, but this will be in the new format. I didn't even talk about that, but there's a new format. I can go here, and it is called Timeless, which is basically no ban list historic. Where is it? It's not here anymore. That's weird. Did they change their minds? Maybe they changed their minds. Maybe they're like, actually, we're not going to do that. No, here it is. So this is basically no ban list historic. It's a new format. People love that apparently, right? That no ban list historic mode. It was introduced a couple of times now, and people seem to really like it. So they're basically doing no ban list historic, also known as timeless, which is literally every card on the client is legal except for like 3 restricted cards right here. So fetch lands will be playable in that format. These are cool budget lands, I guess. They tap for 3 colors, which is fine. They have to tap though, so not great. Not much else, and then we get the basics. So in summary, there's like 2 or 3 rares that are really necessary for the client. There's maybe a couple commons and uncommons as well. And, people say like, they need to get the old sets. I have a video. If you want to know my thoughts on the matter, go watch this video. Explorer is closer to Pioneer than you realize, where I talk about how Explorer basically is Pioneer at this point. We're missing like one card from each deck, and we're missing a couple decks. We're missing like Lotus Field because we're missing a couple cards from that deck. But yeah, I mean, we're getting a couple cards. That's important. So the weird thing about these sets is I want them to be added, right? I just want Explorer to be gone, and I want to call it Pioneer, and that requires us to get these sets in. But the problem is a lot of the good cards are already on the client, which means that Wizards of the Coast basically has to take the time to code these in. But for what? Because who's buying these, right? Who's going to go buy 50 packs of this? I'm not planning to. I'm not planning to do a Concept Tarkir opening because, well, what? I just craft. I craft the blue card, the dig through time, right? That's fine. I can just craft 4 of those and I'm good. So the problem is like we need these, but they're not super profitable. So my plan, because I wanna show some support as I multitask here. Don't mind me. To show some support, I'm probably gonna draft it. I might even like add like $20 to my account and just draft it for funsies, just to kind of say like, hey, we want this stuff on the client. So yeah, I want to support this existing. I want these old sets added, but like it's not profitable. So what I wanted to do is I want to sort by USD and see which one, what cards are we missing that's competitive, because there's cards like this. This is a Commander that's causing this to be expensive. Teamer, these Ascendancy cards are added. Was Altar of the Brood there? First off, is Altar of the Brood already on the client? The answer is no. It is here. All right, that's good. Awesome. Sorin was there. Hooded Hydra's there. Ugin's Nexus is there. Was Brave the Sands there? It is. Nice, that's here. Very cool. So it looks like a lot of the, both of these are here. Anafenza, both of these are there. This has a new art, I think. I can click here and yeah, it has new art. We'll look at those in a second, but yeah, it does look like most of the big stuff is here. I believe Narset was there, right? Yes, Narset's here. Yeah, so it seems like we're getting the important stuff, but a quick look at the art. I don't know why they changed some of the art. It could have been, like, this is a Magali, like, if you don't know this artist, very, very popular, very prolific, and still very active. Like, why would you change that? Unless, they changed these from cats. That's what it is. Yeah, a lot of these. Okay. They changed a lot of them because these rock, what are they called? These guys, they're demons in this mythology, but they're sometimes cats, but they're not always cats. So originally they printed them as cat demons, and they actually removed cat, and so they redid a lot of these. I wish I would have got the same artist, but this artist, very prolific and probably just not enough time. So okay, this makes sense. This makes sense because of the cat. I like the original better. The newer arts, they're just much more saturated. Again, we have the cat thing. I see now, I get it. Like, I like this art better, but they changed it because of the cat. And all the new art is just brighter and more colorful, and it doesn't really fit with the set, right? This set was kind of dark. I mean, this is more stylized and cool, and I don't know why this one was changed, but there could be a lot of issues, like the original. I prefer, both of these are alright. I still prefer the original though. I think another thing is just because this is printed, it's a printed piece of art. This is like all digital, right? It never had to be printed on a card. The digital printing, or the physical printing on a piece of cardboard adds some texture that you might not get. So they do look simpler, but that just might be because, there's like literal, like up here, like there's literal print dots, which adds texture, and the texture, like this looks more digital because it doesn't have any, and you could add noise to this. Like you could take this art, add this noise as you see here, and suddenly it doesn't look quite as digital. It's a bit flat because it's it's not been printed. But man, this is such a classic art. Nothing against this artist or anything, but like this is just like classic. That's just a downgrade. Sure. It is very digital looking. Prefer the original for sure. It's a bit violent, I guess, compared to the new one, but this is kind of a wash. I kind of like the saturated colors on this one, but I kind of like this one too, actually. This one's really contrasty, but yeah, it's fine. Both of these are all right. I think I prefer this one, but this one's pretty good. But yeah, I prefer the original. I can kind of see the framing of this one's weird. It's really far away. The framing of this makes more sense. So I kind of get that. Definitely the original. Even though it's really gross, it's pretty gross. Prefer the original here. This one they changed because of the demon thing. Actually, like this one. Once again, could use some texture. They should just add some noise to these. I wonder if I could do it. Actually, let's finish it up. Oh no, I did. Oh yeah, here's a funny one too. By the way, there's a comment down here. They literally removed the flavor text now. Gross. They didn't. On Arena, if you right click a card, you can read the flavor text. They don't print it on the card. So like this can have the same flavor text. You just need to right click it, and it just saves space. Makes the card clearer. So just to demonstrate, this video is completely off the rails at this point, right? I'm sorry. We're in my photo editor now that I make my thumbnails with. But let's just add like just a teensy that's a bit much. We want no color, and we want to make it a little bit less intense. And we do want a pretty high coverage, but let's just see. So just doing that, right? It's fine. I can add this. So here's the comparison, right? It looks a little digital. It looks a little flat. And we just add some noise. That's it, right? This little bit of noise up here, like breaking this up. Like so. That's all it's doing. But it makes it look a little bit less kind of flat and digital. We could probably amplify that noise too and make it a little bit more intense. But yeah, because this has like all these print dots, right? You can see it, and it just adds texture and makes it look it's like it's been printed. It makes it look like it's been painted on a canvas, right? When you paint on canvas, you get all this texture, and the print dots of printing does that. So when you scan a piece of art, even if it was hand drawn like on a canvas, it can look a bit flat if it's never been printed on a piece of paper. And just adding a bit of texture kind of helps with that. Anyway, I'm going off the rails here. The point is, it is awesome that this set is being added. It does massively help, specifically Phoenix, because now it has Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time. And I don't know if you should be going out and spending a bunch of money on packs, but like, how are we gonna convince Wizards of the Coast that this is important? I know we can say like, you should do it because you care about us, and you should do it because you care about the game, and you should do it because Pioneer is important. But like, they're a business, right? They're gonna do what makes them money, and this isn't gonna make them money. So it's like, there's the vote with your wallet thing. Like I don't pay for like alchemy cards. I don't pay for like cosmetic stuff. I just don't care about that. But like, I want this on the client, so I will be supporting this somehow. But I don't know how profitable it is, because there's just not much here, and it's not their fault, right? It's just an old standard set. Old standard sets, they're gonna have like 5 playable cards. It's true for every single standard set. It's gonna get worse, by the way, with sets like Fate Reforged. I mean, this is only 191 cards. So if they cut this down to like 150, like how many playable cards are there that aren't on the client already, right? Like if I sort this by price, like Ugin's already on the client. Is Temporal Trespass there already? The answer is no, so that's important. Crux of Fate is cool, I guess. But already we're getting into like Archfiend of Depravity. Monastery's Mentor is already on the client because it was printed in March of the Machines. And there's already nothing here, right? So it's just like, that's just necessary. We need the cards on the client. We need the sets on the client, but there's not much reason to like actually pay money for it, right? So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, don't go spend $100 on this to buy packs, but also like maybe draft it once or twice. That'd be cool. So yeah, that's it. I've rambled way too long. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.